Handle with Care by the Traveling Wilburys. This is a really awesome song. There's a lot of single note picking in it, some weird chords, but just go easy with it and it's real fun. So this is a lesson for a 4-string CBG, and we are tuned to an open G. Low string will be a G. Next string is a D. Next string is another G. Next string is a B. Alright, we'll go over a few of the chords that we're going to use. One will be an open G. We're just going to strike all 4 strings open. Okay, we're going to play a C chord. We're going to take our middle finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, hit the upper G string open. We take our index finger on the 1st fret on the B string, and all 3 of those together as a chord. C chord. We're going to play a D chord. We're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the upper G string, ring finger on the 3rd fret on the B string, and we're going to strike the D string open, and all 3 together as a chord. Let's see, we're going to play a B7. We're going to take our ring finger on the 4th fret on the low G string, pinky on the 4th fret on the D string, index finger on the upper G string on the 2nd fret. You can strike that B string open with it, so all those together as a chord. B7 chord. We're going to play an E minor chord. So we're going to take our pinky or ring finger, whichever one you want to use, on the 4th fret on the low G string. We're going to take our index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and you can strike the upper G and B string open. Let's see, we're going to play this little weird chord right here. We're going to take our ring finger on the 4th fret on the low G string. We're going to strike the D string open, the upper G string open. We'll take our middle finger, put that on the B string on the 3rd fret, and all 4 together as a chord. It's a C add 9 chord, or my interpretation of it for a 4-string CBG tuned to an open G. Perfect. So, if we come to any more, I'll show you when we get to them. Alright, let's get started with that intro. We're going to play that D chord. Except we're going to just pick the single notes out of that chord. We're going to strike the D string open first, then the upper G string, the B string, and then the upper G string on the 2nd fret again. As long as you're fretting that D chord, that's how you would pick it. We're going to leave our index finger where it is. We're going to take our ring finger off and replace it with our middle finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. Now we're going to take our pinky down on the 5th fret on the low G string. And we're going to basically pick that the same way as we did the D chord. We're going to strike the 5th fret on the low G string. We're going to strike the D string open. And And then we're going to strike the 3rd fret on the B string, and then strike the 2nd fret on the upper G string. We're going to leave these 2 fingers where they're at, and we're going to take our pinky off the 5th fret, and we're going to take our ring finger and put that on the 4th fret on the low G string, and we're going to pick it kind of the same way. We're going to strike the 4th fret on the low G string, the open D string, whoops, and then your middle finger on the 3rd fret on the B string. We don't go back to the 2nd fret this time. We're just going to strike the 3rd fret on the B string. Now we're going to hit the low G string open. And now we're going to single note walk up on the low G string from the 2nd fret, this A note, to the 4th fret, to the 5th fret. And then we start all of that over. So I will play that slowly for you. We'll do the D chord, then this, and that's the intro, and also the part you will play underneath when George Harrison sings throughout the song. I think the intro does that 2 times. George comes in singing for 2 more times, and then on the 4th time when they do that little walk up, we're going to stop right there on the 5th fret, and then we're going to strike it. Well, we're going to form this chord. We're actually going to strike that note right there again. We're going to take our index finger, place that on the 2nd fret on the D string, and we're going to hit the upper G string open, like this. Strike the 5th fret on the low G string first, 2nd fret on the D string, upper G string open, and then back to the 2nd fret on the D string. Now here's where that little, after we do that 2 times, we're going to play that little C add 9 chord right here. We're going to strike the 4th fret with your ring finger 1 time on the low G string. Hit the D string open. Now right here, I will, where your middle finger is on the 3rd fret on the B string, after I hit the, I just strike those kind of, the B string and the low G, the upper G string, kind of sometimes I'll do it down or up. If you can tell what I'm doing here. And as soon as you hit that, you can just hit the single note if you want, but I like to add in that upper G string open. I leave my ring finger where it is on the 4th fret on the low G string. I'm just going to place my index finger on the 2nd fret on the D string, and that forms that E minor chord that I showed you earlier. That's how it'll go slowly. And we go to the C chord, to the D chord. And then we're going to strike the open G. Now I do this like, and they stop, but very quickly they come right back in with that D. George sings some more. So I'm going to play that, what I just showed you slowly, so you see how it all connects together. But we're going to go the intro. That's the entire intro and George's part. That's what you will play under each time George sings. So now the second time we do this part right here. And this is the when they do that part right there, right before Roy comes in singing, we're going to do that second. You hit the E minor. Now when you go to the C right the second time, we're going to strum that some more. Instead of the... First time it's quick. The second time we're going to strum that C chord a little more. And then go to the D. And this is where it goes into Roy's part. And what's cool about this song is the song starts out in the key of D for George Harrison. Then we're going to go to the key of G for Roy Orbison's part. And then later after his part, we're going to go to the key of C for Tom Petty's part. So, yeah, the second time, just remember, when you're listening, and as always with my lessons, you can play along note for note with this song. I worked hard on this one, and it's perfect. So you can play along with the original song, and when you do, you'll feel where that C chord is strummed just a little longer than the first time. So go back to the D. Now we're going to go into Roy Orbison's part. We're going to strum the open G. We're going to go to that B7 chord I showed you earlier. To the C chord. To the D chord. And then repeat like this slowly. But yeah, so them chords, you just strum them quickly and go from the open G to the B7 to the C to the D. Now the fourth time when we go back to the G, we're going to strum that for a while. Now we're going to go into Tom Petty's part. He comes in singing Everybody. Well, everybody in the band's singing, but they each have their own more pronounced parts. So, Everybody, you're still strumming. It's weird. You'll feel it, but they come in singing the every part before they go to the C chord. Right as they hit the body part of Everybody, you're going to strike that C. You'll feel it when you're playing along with it or listening to it, but we're going to come out of Roy's part in the D. We're going to go to that C. We're going to keep strumming that C. We're going to go back to the open G and just strum. Back to the C. Now this time, instead of going back to the G, we're going to go to the D. And this is where their Dream On, the Dream On part they're singing. We go to the D. And when we end that, Tom Petty's part on the D, that leads us right back into George Harrison's part. So when you're strumming the D, just go right back into the... George Harrison comes back in singing. So now I'm going to play through Roy's part, or coming out of George's part into Roy's part, and then into Tom's part. So here we go. Let's see the last part of George's part. That's how all that ties together. Yeah, that's the entirety of the song. You go right back to George's part. That might be a little weird at first, but if you just practice putting your fingers there, eventually it'll get to where you play it real smoothly. And the song actually goes a little quicker than I've been playing it, so be aware of that. But yeah, that's the entirety of this song. You just repeat those parts, and I hope y'all enjoy this one, and I'll get back soon with another one. Thanks for watching.